Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. It can't cost that much, so buy some damn hangers then. It's not like they weren't available. Although I do wonder why a place that sells hangers desperately needed hangers to the point of writing up people for them. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. She needed this hanger to live. A few years ago, I used to work for a discount store. I usually worked the front counter doing returns, exchanges, layaway, and regular old purchases, but was bounced around to whatever department needed me most. It was a cold day in February during our slowest period of the year, so we have the absolute bare minimum of people working. The only people on the floor are the menswear lead, the fitting room associate, the housewares associate, the front-end supervisor, me working women's wear, and 2 managers. For perspective, we usually have 10 to 12 people on duty, not including managers. It's middle of the day, and front-end supervisor decides to go to lunch with her husband today. Calls me over to the front to cover her lunch, perfectly fine, but she ends up coming back to lunch 30 minutes late. Those 30 minutes she was gone were my personal hell. I don't worry too much about front end being late because it's the middle of the day and the middle of the week in February. Not even our lunch hour shopping addicts will be in because it's not a truck day. I start hanging up returns when a customer comes up to my counter. I give her my customer service smile and automatically go into "Thank you for shopping at discount store. Will this be on your discount store credit card today?" She says no to the credit card and pays for the dress. She asks if she can keep the hanger her dress came on. "I'm so sorry, but we're running out of hangers. I cannot let you keep the hanger because we have clothes in the back room waiting for hangers so we can put them on the floor." Which at the time was true. We were told at the opening meeting that very morning that we can no longer give out hangers because we were running out. Anyone caught giving out hangers would have their hours cut and be written up. We had about 10 to 15 piles of clothes in the back room, about 3 feet high, that we couldn't put on the floor because no hangers. It was a discount store, so the clothes usually didn't come on hangers, and they refused to order more hangers. I can make sure that the dress is folded carefully and wrapped to prevent any wrinkles. I carefully folded the dress, noticed the line forming behind her, and call for backup. She did not like my answer. "I need a hanger. The dress will get wrinkled without it." "I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot give out hangers. We're currently running out of hangers for our product. We do sell packages of velvet-covered hangers in many different colors. I could call someone up here with some if you'd like." I start to wonder where my backup is because the line behind her keeps growing and no one else is on register. I ask over the walkie-talkie, "Menswear supervisor, will you please come to the front? And has anyone seen front-end supervisor?" I get a response over the earbud for the walkie-talkie that front-end supervisor isn't back yet and no one knows where menswear supervisor is. "I need this hanger. Why can't you just let me keep a hanger? It can't cost that much." "Lady, a single hanger does not cost that much, but we can't just buy one hanger. We have to buy hangers in bulk. It's a stupid rule because they should buy more hangers, but one hanger is not worth my ability to pay bills. Plus, that dress you're buying is not dry clean only, and you should be washing it before you wear it. You don't know who tried it on before you, and the dye might not be fully rinsed out. Sweat plus dye equals stained legs and arms, which is a bigger fashion faux pas than a few wrinkles." I still manage to keep my smile on somehow and suggest something else. "I'm sorry, ma'am, I do not have the authority to give out hangers. I can call for a manager, and if they'll approve it for you." Backup still hasn't arrived because the only other people on duty right now and who are trained for the register are missing in action. I desperately call out for manager on duty over the PA system as well as backup that never shows. I dial the extension for the manager's office with no response. I call out over the walkie-talkie and I'm informed by fitting room associate that she saw HR manager come in and take both on-duty managers to lunch. F me sideways. I've now got 7 people in line, no backup, no managers on duty, and a B-word customer who will not stop yelling. Managers are not supposed to go to lunch together to prevent this scenario from happening. Never mind, I'm returning this right now. I run through the return and credit her card back. I hang the dress up back on the hanger and place it on the rack for returns. By some miracle, it has no wrinkles. Probably because I didn't throw it in the back of my car and drive around for a couple months before returning it. As she walks away from the counter, she says, "I'm going to call back and file a complaint against you, Queen of Blankets. Not giving me a hanger is ridiculous." My next customer was much more understanding. She literally started her transition with, "Well, she was a B word." Yes, current customer, Hangela Hangerson was a B word. And our second story. Homeless man gets mad I gave him $10. So I was at the very poor lit gas station at like 10 p.m., just trying to put gas in my car, and all of a sudden this homeless dude starts walking up to me and says that I look like a young lady with a good heart and that he was needing some help and looked like I could help him. Living in a big city like I do, I'm a little used to homeless people approaching me for cash, and I tell them I don't have any, but I can get them some food. What I've experienced is they usually say okay to food or just say that they needed cash and not food, but thank me for the offer and leave. This was not the case. The guy didn't take kindly to me telling him I can go into the 7-Eleven and get him some food. He got real close to my face and pointed at my ATM card and said, "Why don't you take that pretty little card and get me a nice $20 bill from the ATM in the store?" I offered to get him some food again, not really knowing what to do, and he got even closer, putting his hands on my shoulders and said, "I didn't say I wanted food, I said I wanted money." I felt intimidated and scared as F, so I was like, F it. I'd rather get this dude some cash instead of getting murdered. When I told him I'd go get him some cash, he forced me into this awkward hug and said that he had to show me someone special. I didn't want to know what he was talking about and darted towards the store. He rushed in front of me and pointed at this lady sitting on the ground in front of the store with a cast on her leg and said that she was his lover. I was like, whatever. I wanted GTFO of this nightmare. The lady, I guess, knew I was going in there to get cash, and before I went in, she said, "Don't worry, honey, me and him are just lovers." Like, all right. So I get there, and the ATM's broken, so I decided to get cash back at the register. I get $10 instead of the 20 because I still needed to pay for gas and figure he'd be grateful either way. I was wrong. I give him the cash, and before he looked at it and was thanking me and telling me how wonderful I am, and then when he looked at the bill, his mood completely changed. He says, "This is only $10. I say, "Yeah, I still have to pay for my gas and I haven't gotten paid yet, so I asked for $20, not 10 effing dollars." He was livid. I was scared stiff. Luckily, his lover was like, "It's okay, baby, $10 is enough." At this point, I thought it was best I ditch getting gas and dart to my car to go the F home. I've never gotten gas at that gas station, day or night. And our last story. The HOA Towing Saga. Okay, so back in May, I was in a car accident in my company car. It got totaled by my insurance. I chose to keep it because it was still drivable, and I just had a lot of work done to it. New wrap, motor, and trans were just rebuilt 18 months ago. That forced me to file for a salvage title and return to my registration. So I parked it in my private garage that doesn't have a garage door. It sat without any notice or complaint for 5 months. I removed the trunk lid to get some custom wiring done on the inside of it. The very next day, it was gone out of my garage. I called the cops. They checked to see if it was towed, and they don't have it on the list of towed cars. So we start filing the stolen vehicle report, and halfway through, I get a call from the HOA telling me they towed the car. So I cancel the report and ask dispatch to send police to the tow yard. I head over to tow yard as well. When I arrive, the manager's standing right in the front area. I tell him, "You stole my car, and I want it returned. Cops are on the way." His response, "I didn't steal crap, your property. Manager had me tow it." I ask if it was my management, landlord, or HOA management who authorized it. He ignored me and went in office a few minutes later and returns with a body cam, taser, and gun. I, at this time, walked into the open tow yard to try to see if I could see my car and can't locate it. I hear, "Get the F out of the yard or I'll tase you." I turn to see Mr. Wannabe Cop/tow manager walking up to me. I freeze up and start shutting down due to my autism. I just don't move or say anything. I'm unable to center myself enough to start walking as she starts to push me. Mind you, I am 6 foot 300 pounds. He's maybe 175 pounds soaking wet and 6 inches shorter than me. I'm about to turn to grab him as I see cops pulling up, so I just calmly walk towards the cops, ignoring the guy as I walk out the gate. The cops tell me it's a civil matter and that I have to take him to court. They can't do anything. So I leave and head to court to file the paperwork. Ends up taking a month to get the papers filed because I had to send demand letter, etc. before I could file. I also contact HOA management company and inform them of the fact that tow company biz license is revoked, also of the many violations they committed by having car towed. In turn, the 22-year-old idiot that's in charge of our property tells me if I file a lawsuit, him and his buddies will make me regret that choice. I file a TPO that day and have it served on him as well. Get all that done, then the HOA VP reaches out to me on Facebook asking me to attend the HOA meeting. I inform him in the chat logs that HOA manager has TPO, he's not to be there, so I plan to be at the meeting next day with all my documentation and work out solution that's fair to everyone. I show up to meeting with several owners who were on my side and witnesses to the towing without notice, the revoked towing company license, etc. I see TPO guy immediately and inform him that he needs to leave, that he's in violation. That's when the HOA VP tells me that he has cops on way to trespass me from the clubhouse because I'm not an owner. I leave without incident or yelling. We go to court 3 days later and beat them in court. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.